Hello, this is Taro Tachibana, and today I'm going to be going over a very basic CSS demonstration. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up my IDE, and then I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to create a new web application, of which I will call Demo Web App. Now these next few settings don't really matter because NetBeans expects it to be a JSP sort of application. Now I'm going to go ahead and run this to show you that the HTML does indeed display on my web browser. Okay, now I'm going to right click on web pages, add a new cascading style sheet, and I'm going to go ahead and name it Anthony.css because that is the user that requested that I create this demonstration video. Now here I'm going to affect the whole HTML page. I'm going to set the width of the whole page to 70%, which means that the HTML page within the browser is set to the 70% of the size of the actual browser page. So that way it will change depending on the screen size. Then I'll go ahead and set the margin to 0 auto. The first one sets the top and bottom margins, and the auto sets the left and right, which means that it will center in the page to 70%. Now I'm going to set the border to 1 pixel, a solid line, and I'll make the color red. Now the most important part here is that I add the right tag. Okay, so it's link rel equals style sheet with the href. It's going to be Anthony.css since it's right next to this HTML page in the directory. And then you're going to set the type to text/CSS. And then we'll go ahead and close the tag. Okay, now I'll go back to my web browser, refresh the page, and as you can see, it's now centered and has a red border and takes up about 70% of the browser. I'll go ahead and then I'll start adding a couple things here so I can go into IDs and classes. So I'll add another div inside of this. I'll give this an ID of 1. I'm going to go ahead and create 3 of these. Okay, so I'll add these divs, and as you can see, they are here, and since they are within the HTML body, the border surrounded them still, and they're still within the margins in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to affect just this one here. So in order to affect the first div, you'll do the #, which is for ID, and then I'm going to go ahead and put a border around this one. I'll make it 2 pixels. I'll make it dashed. And as you can see, it affects only the one that I gave the ID of 1. Now, since these are classes, which usually are designed to affect more than one piece of HTML elements at once, I'll go ahead and do a class, and in order to affect a class, you do period, and then the class name. Then I'll go ahead and make this border 3 pixels. I'll go ahead and leave this one solid, but I'll change the color to blue. And as you can see here, it affected both of those divs that had the same class name. So that should be the end of my demo. Thank you.